him a little bit earlier in an interview from the racetrack. Mercier's Custom Auto, the sponsor for this driver out of Enfield, Connecticut. Car number 8, the driver is Bob Mercier.
And right alongside, fine young driver out of Norwich, Connecticut. He's aboard the Cars Central Auto, Days Auto Body, a Nelly Paving Buick. Please welcome in Car 6X, Scott Poirier.
Next comes car number 96. The driver hails from Canton, Connecticut. Sponsor listed as the Canton Sign Shop. Let's have a nice welcome for driver Kurt Brainerd.
On the outside of our second row, this gentleman gave us a fine performance a couple of weeks ago. Almost came away with the win. Maybe tonight is his night. From Oxford, Massachusetts, it's the Moe's Towing, Kelly Engines, Cavalier number 55 for John Sneed.
Starting 5th on the grid is car number 33, the Partica Chevrolet battery ignition sponsored race car for Thomaston, Connecticut driver Bo Gunning.
And with him, the outstanding rookie, driving car number 5 from Montville, Connecticut, it's the Robico Excavation Paul Stevie Cavalier for Dennis Gaeta.
Inside the next row is car number 86. The driver hails from Colchester, Knowles Construction, H&H and Palmer Automotive, sponsors for the band they call the Snake. It is Bob Georgitis.
On the outside of row number 4. A fine performance last week, and he's ready to roll once again in the Mystique Motorsports number 75 from Waterbury, Connecticut. It's Steve Shawonsky.
Next comes car number 82, the sponsor wanted entry out of Plainville, the driver, Mike Christopher. And starting next in car number 07. Fine chauffeur from Colchester, Connecticut. He's aboard the Marvin's Toyota machine. It's Bert Marvin. Dutch's Restaurant Inspires Welding. Team to bring us car number 44. The driver out of Stafford, Connecticut is Frank Wainwright.
Beautiful new paint job on the number 15 and a great driver behind the wheel from Millville, Connecticut. He drives the A&A Used Auto Parts Cavalier. Car number 15 for John Anderson.
Next comes car number 1. The driver hails from Naugatuck, Connecticut, sitting behind the wheel of the Universal Welding and Connecticut Well and SDS Water sponsored race car is Mike Paquette.
And right alongside in the 14th starting position, annually one of the most popular drivers here at the Stafford Speedway. He's aboard the Ollie's Restaurant, Max Motors, Bill's Transmission entry, car 3 for Tom Tagg.
Sanitary Services, Trash Away, and M&T Racing. They team up to bring us the driver from Plainville. He sits behind the wheel of car number 13. It is Ted Christopher.
Next in line, doing double duty tonight, and he's a fine competitor. Hailing from Kensington, Connecticut, it's the John Colicchio Landscaping, Humany Electrical Contractors, number 14 for Lou Pryor.
Next we go with the sponsor wanted car number 6. The veteran out of New Britain, Connecticut, is Pat Shambrello.
We move next to car 23. The driver hails from Monroe, Connecticut. He's aboard the Global Aviation Resources Valley Trucking and Rigging Cavalier. It's Larry the Boss Ross.
Johnson Chassis and Waltz Auto Trim bring us car number 53. For the driver out of Springfield is Kenny Johnson.
We move next to car 87 from Waterbury, Connecticut. It's the Town Auto Parts Connecticut Air Gas Dr. Romanillo entry for Brian O'Donnell.
Custom Design Performance and Dairy Farms along with Napa. They team to bring us car number 49 from Tolland. The driver is Fred Peckham.
In our 22nd starting position from Baiting Hollow, Long Island, New York, he drives car number 27. This is the White Brothers Trucking Machine for John White.
And rounding out the field, the Gagnon Electric sponsored car number 26 for Newington, Connecticut driver Ray Gagnon.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the starting field for tonight's Winston Racing Series Modified Feature. 30 laps will be the distance. Who's your choice? Who will it be? Will it be our top point man, Mike Christopher in car 82? Will it be Ted Christopher, who's been enjoying such success in recent weeks? Will Tom Tagg continue to show a fine race? John Anderson looking good in car 15. Will it be Steve Shawansky, who has really come along strong? Dennis Gaeta, car 5, that good-looking rookie. Will the Bowman do it? Bo Gunning in the 33. Who's your choice? Who will it be as they get ready to roll for tonight's Winston Racing Series Modified feature? Gary Fiormonti taking over for Larry Ross in car 23. Well, that's a change. Gary out of Chicopee, Massachusetts. All right, here they come. We're winding them up. Peter Locke dives to the infield. Our field is tightened. They start to revel up, and here with the call is Russ Down.
Off of turn number 4, side by side, they run the cars through the gearbox. Green flag is out, and we're headed for turn 1 with Bob Mercier as the standard bearer. Mercier sets the pace early in this event. Kurt Brainerd is right there with a 96, as is Bo Gunning, car number 33. Brainerd takes a peek to the inside. Gunning chooses the high road, and Mike Christopher is right there with the 82. Some of the heavy hitters right up in the front. We've got a spin over in turn number 4. Down into the infield is Bert Marvin with car number 07. We'll see if he's able to refire that and get back underway. Off the second turn down the back straightaway, we're headed deep into turn number 3. Bo Gunning grabs the advantage, but just as he does, the yellow flag comes.
The pace quickens, and we're ready once again for the restart. 1 lap in the books, and here we go.
Down to the line they come. Green flag is displayed one more time, and Brainerd now jumps out in front, and it is the 82 of Christopher that is running in the second spot. Off the second turn, down the back straightaway we go with Brainerd setting the pace. Christopher looks to the outside, wastes no time making the move. As they exit turn 4, a side-by-side battle between Christopher and Brainerd. Bo Gunning looks to the inside, almost making it 3 wide. As they head for turn 2, however, it is the 82 of Christopher.
Bo Gunning looking to make the move up now past Brainerd. Here he comes, up alongside the 33. Alongside the 96 as they come off turn 4. But Brainerd holds on to that second spot at the line.
Back to turn 1. Christopher opening things up just a little bit as Gunning works the high side around the 96 of Kurt Brainerd. Right there waiting in the wings, the 55 of John Sneed, the 1 of Mike Paquette, and the 13 of Ted Christopher. Brother Mike sets the pace in the black and white number 82. Bo Gunning now has moved into claims the second position. Challenging for third on the high side is John Sneed. Sneed now puts the 55 solidly into position number 3, and Teddy follows right behind him.
Well, a good battle shaping up because these are your top guns right there. Mike Paquette now moves into 5th place, and we'll keep an eye on Mike. He's been running strong. Brainerd holds the 6th spot. Dennis Gaeta running 7th at the moment. John Anderson now moving up, trying to get under Gaeta.
Back down the front straightaway they come. Mike Christopher continues to set the pace. Teddy now takes a look to the inside of John Sneed's 55. Teddy makes the move, and as they exit turn 2, it is now Ted Christopher up into position 3, and following him through is the 1 of Mike Paquette.
Off the turn as they head to the line. 7 laps complete as Mike Christopher, our top point man, leads the way.
Christopher able to maintain about a 5-car length advantage over Bo Gunning, but keep an eye on Ted Christopher as he slowly but surely inches away at that advantage that Gunning had over him moments ago. He has now whittled that down to about 5 car lengths and continues to close.
For the number 2 spot,
Gunning goes around. Off of turn 4, Bo Gunning spins and comes to rest in the grass over on turn number 4. Pulls in alongside of Mike Christopher. Let's see what happens on the restart. Pace car is in, and Mike Christopher jumps on the throttle. Mike Paquette follows suit. We've got trouble over in turn number 4. The 44 of Frank Wainwright and the 13 of Ted Christopher make that the 53, rather, of Kenny Johnson. Ted is running around over in turn 2. He is okay.
never recall that one happening.
All right, green flag is back. Here they come. And side by side, we've got a battle for the lead. And a slide by Gata down through the infield car, number 5. We'll see if he is able to recover, but a lot of dust is kicked up, and Mike Christopher has managed to wrestle the lead away from Mike Paquette. But Paquette is not about to give up. He comes back strong on the outside off of turn 4. Paquette trying desperately to get by the Christopher machine, but the yellow is out.
Mike Paquette did a good job on the restart last time. Let's see how this one goes with Mike Christopher this time.
He was tough on the high groove, there's no question about it. See if he can get a good jump this time as well. All right, green flag flies. Mike Christopher brings the field down, but Paquette is right there, and he gets a great fight off of turn number 4. The number 1 car, Mike Paquette, is out in front, setting the pace. So it is Paquette followed by Christopher, and now we can watch the deck really get jumbled as some of the heavy hitters begin to work their way back towards the front. Paquette, Christopher running 1-2. Then it is the 75, Steve Shawansky. The Mystique Motorsports machine, the 96 of Kurt Brainerd, the 3 of Tom Tagg. Pretty much glued together are those 3 automobiles as they head deep into turn number 3.
And can you believe Bo Gunning? He is running like a bear. Look at him. R33 already has moved up to 6th place from well back in the pack.
And right on his rear bumper is Ted Christopher in the 13, so both of them have come through the pack like that proverbial hot knife. All right, Shawansky now inches ahead with the 75, trying to lay claim to position number 3 on the racetrack, but Kurt Brainerd is tough tonight, hanging on that inside groove and really putting up a great job of defending that spot. Tom Tagg now looks to the outside of the 96, and Bo Gunning pulls right in on his rear bumper. Ted Christopher now takes a peek to the outside as well, hoping to pin Gunning down in the low groove. The 96 of Brainerd, they get high. Gunning will make it 3 wide off the turn, but it doesn't quite work. He has to back off of it, and when he does, Ted Christopher takes full advantage. Teddy moves to the high side of Kurt Brainerd and picks up the spot and the advantage of 1 over Gunning.
And we still have 15 laps to go.
Yellow flag back out. We've got problems over turn 4. It appears to be the white automobile. We are ready to go to boogie down.
Well, let's see if Mike Christopher can get a bit of revenge on Mike Paquette now. Mike took care of my
outside.
Mike Christopher, here we go. And Paquette gets the jump again.
Outside groove worked very well the last time, but Paquette has certainly got his handles together tonight. The car works in the high groove, works in the low groove, and he sits atop this pile one more time. Down the back straightaway they go. Mike Paquette, Mike Christopher, running 1 and 2. Then it is Steve Shawansky in the 75, Ted Christopher, Tom Tagg, and Bo Gunning. Little bumper tag between Tom Tagg and Teddy Christopher. Teddy now pulls up alongside to challenge the 75. Off the turn and down the front straightaway they come. Shawansky on the inside, Christopher on the high side, and Teddy just drives right on by like he's not even there. Ted now sets his sights on the rear bumper of brother Mike. And at the rate he's going, it'll be very few laps before he reels in that rear bumper. Meanwhile, Paquette continues to watch those laps tick away. 18 of them are up on the scoreboard. 12 laps remain to be run, as Bo Gunning and Tom Tagg do a side-by-side battle down the back straightaway. Here comes your lead duo, back across the stripe. Mike Paquette, Mike Christopher running 1-2. Car being driven by Piermonte tonight. Laps up on the scoreboard, 10 remain to be run. Mike Paquette opening it up just a little bit on Mike Christopher. Over in turn number 4. The Tom Tagg car hard against the wall. Quick fire.
Apparently, the fuel line was broken away from the fuel pump. Also involved was car number 75. That is the Shawansky car. Tom is out of his race car and appears to be okay. And the event obviously has been red flagged. Generally speaking, in a case such as that, when contact is made on the right-hand side of the race car and a flash fire like that occurs, it usually is the result of the fuel line being broken off either at the carburetors or down at the fuel pump. And for a few seconds, there is this gasoline that is dumped out onto the hot headers. Being given to driver Tom Tagg, who really was in a position with no place to go. The 75 car had come out from under Steve exiting turn 4. Tom tried to avoid it and just ended up without any racetrack. Car 87. Teddy continues to work the high side, trying to get around brother Mike. Into turn 1 they go.
Once again, a great battle between the brothers Christopher, with Bo Gunning looking on from the outside, and Mike Paquette, I'm sure, looking in his mirror to see what's going on behind him. As they complete now, lap 24 in the books. And look at that great battle for the number 2 spot.
And there is no one happier to see this than Mike Paquette. This time, there will be but 5 laps to go. As Mike and Ted slug it out side by side down the front straightaway, caution flag is out. Pat Chiambrello has gone around over on the back straightaway with car number 6. And once again, we will as they... So he now pulls up alongside of Mike Paquette, and that should make life very, very interesting.
For a rules infraction. But here we go. Paquette gets the edge on Ted, and here they come off the turn.
Down to the line and in the stripe. Paquette has the advantage. Teddy tries to make the bonsai move down to the bottom. He pulls right up alongside Paquette, and an absolutely incredible move. Some sparks between them, and Teddy takes the car in deep into turn number 3. A exit turn 4, and a brand new leader emerges. It is car number 13, Ted Christopher, with a spectacular move in turn 1. Just incredible. As Teddy just dropped that car right to the bottom of the racetrack and moved in for the kill.
Only 3 laps to go now, and can Mike Paquette regain a little bit of that magic and get back into the hunt? It appears the brothers Christopher are now in control.
Teddy and Mike running 1-2, and this time only 2 laps remain to be run. 2 to go for your leader. Off the second turn and heading down the back straightaway. Car number 13, Ted Christopher, Mike Paquette. White flag flies. 1 more trip around the half mile, and this 30-lap feature will end up in the record books. Once again, Plainville, Connecticut driver Ted Christopher, deep into turn number 3, brings the field around. The checkered flags wave. In for the win is Ted Christopher, followed by brother Mike. A great run for Mike Paquette. Then it is Bo Gunning and Kurt Brainerd. So Ted Christopher, after pulling an incredible move down in turn number 1, a move that would rival the very, very best that we've ever seen here at the Speedway, that would rank right up there with the likes of Bug Stevens, Ronnie Bouchard, Richie Evans, and a host of others that learned that move. Probably none better than Bug Stevens. Well, Bugs would be proud to see that one tonight, as Teddy has the move mastered. He slid in, picked up the spot from Paquette, and Ted Christopher, as a result, will wheel car number 13 into victory lane. To accept congratulations and collect up the hardware for tonight's win. Well, the pictures are being taken, and before Ted climbs out of victory lane, so let's head down there with Raleigh Jacobs. Raleigh?
Well, hello. Yes, sir. Well, certainly congratulations, and Ted, a very, very happy man, as you can see. A couple more photos to be taken, and then we'll get Ted over here. Another victory, and that tightens up the point race just a little bit. But certainly Mike and Ted still having quite a battle. All right, here he is, folks. Ted Christopher, what a great move. You got everybody buzzing in the stands about that move in turn one. That was sensational, Ted.
Yeah, I really wasn't happy about the move. Bo was loose, and I barely touched him. It's probably like the same deal with my brother and stuff. And but what are you going to do? Pass more cars than anybody again. That was an awesome move. Though I knew I couldn't beat him on the outside because we were a little tight, going in. And I said, man, I got to make this work, and it worked.
I'm sure Mike Paquette was surprised when you went flashing by him.
Well, that's two, I don't know if they'll let me do it the third time, but...
Well, Mike drove a sensational race tonight, one of his best efforts of the season, but you were equal to it, and you've got to feel very darn good.
Yeah, I do. The car's really working well. About 5 laps to go, the header broke off or something. It was skipping. I thought it was the motor, but I guess it's just the header, and I said, oh, wow, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this.
Well, there's no question about it. You had to start from the back of the pack. The cautions, of course, helped you.
Twice from the back.
Well, it's certainly been an interesting race so far, and boy, in these closing weeks, it's going to be a heck of a battle between you and your brother.
Yeah, I really need him to drop out of race. I don't really want to see him do that, but you got to remember, too, we've missed 3 races. I went and raced my Busch car once in New Hampshire and then in Watkins Glen, and you add up those finishes right there, the way this car is going, we'd be way ahead of him. But woulda, couldas, and shouldas,
Yes, that's right. And you've been sensational in this new car.
Yeah, the car's 5 for 7 now, and the only time it hasn't finished there is, when I've been in the back, and then we broke something one other time, so it's really a good car. I'd like to really thank Troyer Engineering, Sanitary Services, Trash Away, Performance Engines by Billy the Kid, and my crew who really helped me out a lot.
Well done, Ted. A super win.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's hear it for Ted Christopher.